together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim, and today we get a full 14 games of NHL hockey to talk about, Tim. And I know you're thrilled to talk some more hockey. Actually, I think you kind of are excited to talk some hockey because you're actually getting into it this year, so it's actually fun. And of course, it's college football Saturday as well. So if you guys have any questions about any college games, obviously we're not going to talk them during the show here. We will be live for the super long, unnecessary, all-day college football live stream. I know I botched the title. Who cares? And if you guys have any questions, or we can go over any games during that show as well, for anybody who wants to know any specific college games. But the show is going to be focusing on the National Hockey League. We will be doing that. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we're going to take a look back at what happened yesterday. 1-1 right, 1-1 wrong in the world of sports betting. College football went 1-2 for me. Lost with Memphis plus 3.5 and the money line. Won with Fresno State, Utah State over. So that was a nice little winner there. 1-2 down a quarter unit. CFL was 3-3 up a quarter unit. Ticats plus 3.5 was a winner. But I lost the plus 155. They lose on a last-second field goal. Ticats team total over 22.5 was a winner. Full game over 48.5 was a winner. And then lost with the Stamps team total over 26.5. Full game over 48.5. They scored 26 points. I lost by a hook. So that was fun. And the NHL went 3-2 up 2.03 units. So another profitable day in the NHL. Lost with the Capitals team total over 3.5 and the full game over 6.5. But the other game was the much, much better game. Arizona team total over 2.5 winner, full game over 6.5 winner. A little bit of big dog plus 208 with the Arizona Coyotes. Outright winner. Love to see it. Actually won a shootout game. Imagine that, Tim. Nice little profitable day there because the NHL went 7-7 up 2.03 units. Overall in October, at one point, I think I was down 13 units. I think I was down 13 units at one point in October here. And now I've brought it the last 3 days all the way back to only down 0.7 units. I was down 13.8 on the 10th, and now we're at the 14th, and it's less than a unit now. So making a climb back here for October, hoping to get back in the black today. Big day, lots of plays, college, NHL, CFL. I've only bet I bet 2 plays in the CFL in the same game. I'm going to actually add the team total over for the Elks as well. Overall, yeah, good day yesterday. Hoping to continue that into today. How about you, Tim?
The site yesterday went 1-2. With the Coyotes plus 206, but lost the over in the Penguins game and Memphis. So it ended up being 1-2 down 0.09 units. It is what it is. It could have been a lot worse. We could have gone 0-3. But we got lucky with the Yotes. For me personally, it was a really, really nice night. I won a couple of really big hands in poker. I also had way too much money on the Pittsburgh Penguins on the money line and on the puck line. And I ended up live betting the Yotes with you. So it ended up being a really, really nice night altogether for everything. But besides the site, that kind of just broke even.
Fair enough. But we'll head over to the chat, and then we'll get into some NHL.
Mo Harris, love you, bro. Thank you. Go ahead, Nick.
Yo.
Good enough.
We
still need the clips.
We
still
need
the
a sound clip from him. Yeah. So
Joe, hit us up. We need sound clips. Good night last night. Gonna have a great one today. Let's get it. Mike Glennon. Joe. I'm on the under 6.5 in Senators and Reg. I actually like the over. I'm on the over. But we'll talk about that one. I think that's the first game we talk about.
That's the first game of the day. Yep.
Panthers money line. I'm against you on that one.
Yeah.
Coyotes cash about to win the cup.
Goddamn right.
Rangers and Reg. I'm on the opposite side. Sabres money line. Joe, you know how to rub me the right way. Brothers,
That's what she said. That's what she said, by the way.
Thank you. Sens and Reg. Sure, but I would rather go puck line. Bruins and Reg. I'm actually on the opposite side of that one. Good morning, guys. Good morning, RVD. And where's IceX? I don't know. We just started 6 minutes ago. He may be here sometime later. We'll start off with this one, Nick.
Yeah, this one's kind of an interesting one here. The Philadelphia Flyers and the Ottawa Senators. The Senators are $1.80 home faves, total of 6.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot between Philadelphia and Ottawa. Ottawa opened up at a 178. It did get up to a 192, but there's been some buyback on Philly. Ottawa back down to a 180, so it's been 2 cents a line movement here towards the Ottawa Senators. Line opened up at a 6.5 at -110. Is now a 6.5 at -106. So it's been a move towards the under in this game, and it's been a move towards the Sens very slightly. 38% of the tickets, 55% of the cash is on the under in this game. We have 83% of the tickets and 82% of the cash is on the Sens in this game, but the line's only moved 2 cents towards them, and there's been some buyback, which is kind of interesting here. Both these teams have already played a game so far this season. Philadelphia coming in off of a 4-2 win against the Columbus Blue Jackets. They saw goals from Farabee, Konechny, Atkinson, and Konechny again. Konechny had a really nice game in that game there. Merzlikin saved 33 of 35 shots, and Hart saved 31 of 33. It was a close game there between these two, and it ended up finishing 4-2. On the other side, Ottawa, they started off strong against the Hurricanes. They were up 1-0 at the end of one period. They were down 2-1, and then a crazy third period where Carolina won the third period 3-2, and there was a lot of scoring late there in that game. And for me, I think this is an under. I think this is an under, and I look towards the Flyers in this game, in this spot at +160. I think that's very appealing, and I kind of like. Here's the thing: is actually I believe the Flyers got off to a fast start in their game, last game. Yeah, it was 2-1 Flyers at the end of the first period, last game for them, and then it slowed down. It was the opposite for the Senators. It was 1 goal in the first period, and then it picked up in the third. I kind of lean first period under at 1.5 at +120. I think that's a decent look. I like the full game under 6.5 a little bit too. I think the Flyers +160 is the play though in this game. Maybe if you like the under, Sens team total under 3.5. I think this is an under. I think this is an early game that equates to an under here in this spot. The market's telling me that they expect Carter Hart to play well in this game, and that's the one thing about this Flyers team is I think the time to back them is early in the season. Which is why I didn't fade them the first game, and I think I'm actually going to back them here in this game. I want to get to the Flyers at +160 or the Sens team total under. So I'm going to look towards that a little bit in this game. I'm going to see what they did here, expected goal wise in their last game. But for me right now, it's a lean towards the Flyers.
Well, I gave it out on my Twitter and I forgot to bet it. I'm on the over. I'm on the over in this game. I think Ottawa scores. That's that. I kind of lean Ottawa as well. They got off to a pretty crazy game against a pretty defensive Carolina team, or so we think they're going to be this year. because they've been very defensive over the last couple of years. But this is going to be an Ottawa team that's got some young guys that they're going to play some high-paced tempo hockey, and I think they're going to be able to score. And Philly's got the impression for me that they're going to be one of those types of teams as well, because they're not going to be able to outplay defense people. They're not going to be able to out-defend. So they're going to try to run up as well. I could easily see this one being 3-3 in the second period. I could see this one being a back-and-forth type of game. I like the over in this one. I also do lean a little bit towards Ottawa, but I am on the over 6.5.
Ottawa? You lean towards Ottawa in this game?
I lean towards Ottawa.
I just made a move on this game. I'm on Philadelphia at plus 160. I think this is the right risk reward for this game, and I think Ottawa is going to be a team you back as a dog and fade as a favorite. So I like the Flyers here at plus 160. I'm going to take a shot with them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm putting in the bet now because I forgot to do it earlier. Over 6.5 and minus 110.
All right. Let's get back to the chat here. Stanford was looking at me, and I didn't push the button. Yeah, I never bet the game pregame, but on the on Cappit Collective last night, I ended up grabbing them plus 265, and then Colorado went down, scored a touchdown, and I rebet Stanford at plus 1,000. So nice. Detroit looking sexy today. I kind of think that too. Yeah. Well, we'll see. More. Colorado first half cash. There you go. Whatever they're in Louisville and Pitt. I want to take Pitt money line. I'm on Louisville minus 7. Ohio State first half. I want to take them. Thoughts? I didn't bet the game. Tim?
Yeah, I didn't bet that one either.
First half, not full game. Gotcha. Kyle Hintley coming in. Big bets on the Avalanche regulation. I have already laid the puck line. Minus 1.5. So, sorry to go track. Does Bama, Ohio State, FSU all win at noon? I mean, they're all at least 17.5 point favorites. I would think so.
I got Arkansas plus the points.
There you go. Maryland minus 13.5. I bet them at 14. Yeah, and Notre Dame first half under. I got Notre Dame in the over. So under 6.5. Senators. I feel like I got lucky with the Flyers money line the other day. I don't think you got lucky at all. That was a deserving win, because when you look at their advanced numbers in that game, you look at expected goals. It was 4.63 to 2.59. They dominated Columbus in that game. So no, I disagree with that. You didn't get lucky. That was the rightful winner. The promo boost games. There you go. Louisville goes hard. Can't fade them. Yep. I had them around 9.5. So I grabbed the 7. Supness was good.
Yeah, Supness.
Sens and Reg. No, I like Flyers. Sens lines are pretty good. Over seems likely. I feel like if you like the over, the full game over. I feel like if you like the under, I think it starts slow. I think you can probably you'll be able to lie bet a 5.5. We've seen first period goes under. Kind of want to play that first period under. Hidden roar. Good luck, y'all. Good luck. Game of the day is Blackhawks at Montreal. I'm torn on it. I've already played Montreal minus 1. It sends over 3.5 leaning. It's not bad. Look, morning, gentlemen. Morning, untouchable. Colorado really did their version of the Chargers collapse last. Yeah, that was beautiful. Not a problem, Kyle. I'm rocking with basketball schools today. Duke, UNC, Kansas, Kentucky. I'm on the first two. I did not bet this. I'm against Kansas. I did not bet the Kentucky game.
I have Kentucky. I have Kansas. I have Carolina. I have NC State. Me and Nick are differing on that one. I have NC State.
All right, let's get into a matchup here where I'm going to continue fading one of these teams.
Yep.
We have the Winnipeg Jets and the Florida Panthers. The Jets are minus 130 with a total of 6.5 in this game. This line opened up at a 110. It's gone up to a 130. I got in at 120. So I got in before the bigger line move. Line opened up at a 6.5. It's down to minus 115. It's down to a 6.5, minus 110. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 72% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the Winnipeg Jets. 67% of the tickets, 94% of the cash is on the puck line. 72% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the under. I kind of agree with that under money too, because a lot of people will think that Florida missing their top 2 defensemen, and I fell for this in the first game, means that they're gonna play to more overs because they don't have their defensemen. That's wrong. They're not going to pinch as much on offense with their defensemen. They're going to play more conservative, and they're not going to be as aggressive on offense. I think a under is worth a look in this game. We have Hellebuck looked terrible in the game against the Flames on opening night. On their opening night, the Flames had 3.38 expected goals. He gave up 5. Actually, my bad. He gave up 4 because one was an empty netter. Just a bad performance from Hellebuck after he got the big contract. And I think he bounces back in this spot. I took Winnipeg at $1.20. I would play at anything less than $1.35. And I mean, if you want to double down on it, you can either grab. That's plus 140. I think the Florida Panthers are going to struggle offensively to start the year. And maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe they just ran into a good goaltender that night because Gustafson had a 41 save shutout. And actually the Panthers 3.19 at 1.73. They dominated that game. Gus shut the door on the Florida Panthers. And that happens sometimes. You get goalied. So actually that's going to keep me off the team total. But I can see them getting goalied again today by Hellebuck. So I'm on the Jets at minus 120.
I will call your Jets, and I'll raise you the puck line. I'm on the Winnipeg Jets puck line plus 190. We're gonna keep fading the Florida Panthers. I think that's a smart idea for the time being until they get some of their players back. And with doing that, plus you get Winnipeg after an ugly game. I know you're not one of those types of cappers. I'm more of a situational capper. Winnipeg looked awful. I mean, so did Florida, but we expect Florida to be bad. I expect this one to be a bounce back spot for Winnipeg at home now. So I'll be on the Jets. I took them on the puck line.
Fair. And I don't hate a first period look with Winnipeg here at all either. If you want to double down on Winnipeg, taking first period full game, I don't hate that either. Minus 120 for that. So that's kind of tempting too.
There you go. Back to the chat.
I
beat you.
Huh?
Oh, I said back to. Morning, real deal. Let's go Sabres. Hit the like. Send a tip. Appreciate it, Kyle. Fade the Cats. Yes. Running back Oilers puck line and over after an embarrassing performance versus Vancouver. Yes, that was the first one I clicked in today. I 100% agree. As Nick would say, the Panthers are predictable. Fade them on the road, back them at home. Okay.
Fair.
Panthers not starting 0-2. There's no way the Panthers start 0-2. Give me the Jets. Sup, Twins? Let's cash. Let's do it, money line. LOL, it's Earle versus Earle. Let's go Sabres Day. Sabres money line, the over. Anytime goal scorer, Mr. TNT Tage Thompson. I like it, untouchable. Let's get it. Speaking of that Calgary Flames team.
Yeah, we have the Calgary Flames taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins in this matchup here. The Flames minus 110 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history. I believe this line opened up this morning. Yeah, it opened up this morning at a minus 102 for Calgary. It's up to a minus 108. Line opened up at 6.5 minus 115. It's now 6.5 minus 122. So a move towards the over and a move towards the Flames. And it makes sense. 51% of the tickets, 76% of the cash is on these Flames. 43% of the tickets, 83% of the cash is on the over in this game. And I 100% agree with that. We have the Penguins on the second half of a back-to-back, which last year was a bad track record for them. And that generally happens when you're an older hockey team, is you generally struggle on back-to-backs. And Calgary is coming in off of a nice win in their opening game against Winnipeg. And when you look at Pittsburgh, they're coming in feeling fat and happy right now. They just got their bounce back win. They shut out a division rival. And then after this, they hit the road for 2 games heading to Detroit and St. Louis. And it's going to be Nedeljkovic in net, which I think is even worse than Yari, which Yari had a nice game yesterday. But actually, it was the defense in front of him. The Capitals may offensively be an under team this year. They put up 1.73 expected goals. Like, they did nothing on offense yesterday, which actually was absolutely stunning to me. But it was bet against versus bet against in that game for me. I don't know why I really got involved with it, but this Calgary team, I think, is going to be better than they were last year. How much better, I don't know. I still think the Penguins are a bet against, and I think it's overs for Penguins games. And I'm going to actually get involved another way in this game as well. I've already played the Flames at -110, the team total over at +110, and we'll play the full game over at 6.5 as well at -122. I'm going to bet Penguins overs. We've yet to get one yet, but this is one where I think definitely with Nedeljkovic and net, you can look more towards overs as well. So I'm going to be on this over as well. Calgary, Pittsburgh, because I still think Pittsburgh's going to be able to score goals. That's something that they will be able to do. That power play is going to be fine. So over 6.5. Better than over.
I will say for this game, this is one of the few that I did not touch. Although I know it's against you, I kind of lean the opposite way. Because, Pittsburgh just had a nice win and everything. So did Calgary. So both of them coming off of wins. I just feel like this is a spot that people are going to look at it, see the Penguins on a back-to-back, and automatically fade them. And, yes, they were bound on the back-to-back last year, but it's a brand new year. It's going to be their second and third game of the year. It's not like this is a back-to-back in the middle of May or in the middle of April. This is the beginning of the year. So I don't think it's going to affect them as much. I would lean towards the Penguins. Am I betting this one? No, this is one of the 3 games that I left off of my card. Just because I would lean Penguins. I got close to betting it, but this one ended up being a pass.
Fair. Back to the chat.
I expect a Penguins letdown after a rivalry game, Flames and the over.
Yep.
Okay. Hello, Sports World. Hello, Occupancy. I think the Capitals were very under last year. Should have stuck to what worked. Performance was awful.
Yeah, I agree.
What Tim explained is exactly what I did. I'm on the Flames -105. Okay, I explained why I would kind of like Pittsburgh, but that's fine. Nick was the one that explained why you're on Flames.
Yeah.
Look on New Jersey. Nick, look how New Jersey did in their early back-to-backs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it affects teams differently, but I don't think we should overblow the back-to-backs that often, although the 2 teams that have had back-to-backs have both lost. So, Colorado definitely not going to be bowl eligible now that they blew it. They have to get a win against a ranked team now. People are going to see the Penguins, see them on a back-to-back, and auto-fade them. Describes me exactly. All right, Vot, and that's fine. I actually have an interesting look at this game, Nick.
I have not played this game yet. I don't know if I'm going to. Nashville Predators and the Boston Bruins. The Bruins are -175 favorites, total of 6 in this game. We have this line opened up at a 175. It's down to a 174, so it's moved a penny towards the Predators. Line opened up at a 6 at -108. It's now a 6 at -122 to the under. So it's been it opened up at 108. So it's been a 14-cent line movement towards the under. And I understand that. I think the Bruins are going to be an under team this year. 94% of the tickets are on the under, so I don't know how much I really want that. 76% of the tickets and 72% of the cash is on the Bruins, but yet the lines move towards the Predators, which I think is kind of interesting there. And I know people are going to like the Bruins this year because of what they did last year. And last year, though, we did see the Nashville Predators go into Boston and win as plus 278 dogs last year. I remember that. I cashed it with them. But we get Staros and Olmark. I think this is an under. I do. I think that this Bruins team is going to play more to unders this year than they did last year. Bruins team total under is a 3.5 at minus 130. That's kind of tempting. I like Saros. Let me take a look what the Predators have done so far this year, giving up expected goals wise. I kind of want to see against the Lightning. They gave up 3.78, and against the Kraken, they played a really good game against, I believe. They gave up 2.88 expected goals. I expect Boston to be more of an under team this year. I would lean towards that direction. I would lean towards Nashville in this game. I don't think I'm getting involved with it, though.
I am on Nashville. I kind of picked out a couple of dogs I like today, and Nashville is one of them. I think we saw a little glimpse of what they have. Tampa Bay, they showed that they could stay close with a really good Tampa Bay team. And when it came to Seattle, a team that a lot of people were kind of high on, I said I liked Nashville in that game, and they took care of business. I think that's what we're going to be able to see out of this Predators team, and I think that they'll play this one close, at least against Boston. Boston coming off of their win, they won 3-1 against the Blackhawks, who are on a second leg of a back-to-back. I'm not super high on the Blackhawks either. I think they're still going to be one of the worst teams in the NHL. But I do like the Nashville Predators in this game. I took their money line. What did I end up getting that at? It's all my college football. Nashville money line 150 plus 150 for the Predators today for me.
Look, I want to move on this under, and this is probably something I'll talk out throughout the day, and I might bet later, but I lean under.
Predators and the under, yes. Washington State. Who does Washington State play?
I don't remember.
They play Arizona. I did not even come close to betting that game. Bruins reg. I'm not on the Bruins today. No. Heading to the God in the night. Have fun. Bruins were a fancy handbag at home last year. Although one of their few losses was to Nashville, of course. There was unfortunate circumstances surrounding it. Yeah. I don't lose when I attend BS games. That's fair. FTCU. BYU spread and money line. Yes, I like the Cougars today. D looked good for the Bees. That's fine. Oh, when you attend Bees games, not BS games. My bad. Taking the over in Notre Dame. Yes, and in Washington. I'd be careful with the Washington game. I could see Oregon slowing down Washington today. Love Portress. I don't know what that is.
Is that one of their? Oh, I think that's one of their rookies.
Okay. Let's head to this game, Nick.
Yeah. This one's an interesting one here. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets. Oops, I accidentally X'd out of covers here. All right, there we go. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets and the New York Rangers in this one here. The Rangers minus 200 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. 6.5 in the Rangers game. That's interesting. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. I think this could be another under. The line opened up at a minus 200. It's now 202. So it's a 2-cent line movement towards the Rangers. Line opened up at a 6.5, minus 108. It's not moved. So no line movement there. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. 53% of the tickets, 93% of the cash is on the over in this game. Kind of interesting there. 89% of the tickets, 90% of cash on the Rangers, and the line's barely moved towards said Rangers. It's going to be Elvis Merzlikins and Igor Shesterkin in net for this one here. It's been a decent under track history as of late for these two teams. 7 of the last 10 meetings have gone under the total between these two teams. And the tough part about betting the under in this game is trusting Elvis Merzlikins. That's the main thing, is what do we expect from Elvis in this game? I think he could be okay to start the year. I'm not going to say he's going to be great at all. What did he do in his first game? He had a slightly above goal saved above expected. He gave up 2 goals. He had 2.74 expected goals against. So he had a slightly above average game in the first one here. Now, that was against Philadelphia. This one's going to be against the Rangers. The Rangers coming in off of a 5-1 win against the Buffalo Sabres on Thursday night. And they dominated that game, 4.49 to 2.23 expected goals. So they really took over in that game. They scored a couple early and ran away from it there. And Igor shut down the Sabres, only giving up 1 goal. I think the under is the look in this game. I think I want to move on both the under in the Boston game and this Rangers game. And I'm going to move on both these unders. Under 6, Nashville, Boston. Under 6.5, New York, Columbus. I'm going to move on both those there. I think the Rangers are going to be an under team this year. When you look at the 5-on-5 offensive numbers for the Rangers, this is a Rangers team that offensively they need power plays, and they have a world-class goaltender. I think it's pretty simple there. I like the under. I'm going to move on this under in this game.
I took another dog. I took Columbus. I got him at plus 180, I think, something in that range. Hold on. 175. I'm not super high on Columbus. I think they're going to be better than last year. Everybody can look at them from last year, and they really struggled, and they just lost 4-2, an ugly game at home versus Philly, who's also not a good team. The Rangers, I don't want to talk about that last game, but they won, and they looked really good doing it. And I think this could be a good spot to go ahead and jump on Columbus. The line seems to be moving down a little bit. I see 170s, 165 areas. So a little bit of line movement, I guess, towards Columbus. I like the Blue Jackets in this game. I took their money line.
Sure.
All the primetime games have some funky lines. Yeah. Late, gonna have to rewind. All good, Fernando. College football getting harder to bet, deeper we get.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Rangers and the under. Under, yes. Sure. I like Columbus. Rookie for the Bees, got it. Iowa unders as usual. Yeah, I could see that. I think we're going to sense a little bit of a theme from you, Nick.
Oh, you're on another dog here. All right. We have the Toronto Maple Leafs minus 160 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot between Minnesota and Toronto. Line opened up at a minus 163 for the Leafs. It's down to a 161, so the line moving towards an under. Towards the Wild, and the line moved towards an under too. It opened up at 108 on both sides. It's now 102 for the over, so a 6-cent line movement towards the under in this game here. We have 61% of the tickets and 68% of the cash is on said under here. And then we have 81% of the tickets and 78% of the cash is on the Leafs, and you get the lines moving slightly towards the Wild, which makes me think the Wild are a live dog in this game. I also think a 6.5 is a little high for this one as well. And maybe you look at here's the thing though. What scares me is I think this could be one of those games where I could be looking good to start, and then all of a sudden goals explode in the second and the third period. The Wild are coming in off of a very impressive 2-0 victory over the Florida Panthers. Not really impressive the team effort, but Gustafsson, who
start to Gus bust for Vezina,
who had a 41 save shutout against Florida in that first game. And when you look at it, Montreal, Toronto, that game was 1-0 at the end of the first period. Yep. And it ended 6-5.
Easy over.
So kind of a wild one there. I think if you like the over, you can live bet the over in this game. If they confirm Gustafson, I'll be interested in locking in an under in this game potentially, or a first period under potentially in this game. Maybe a no goal in the first 10 minutes. That would be my lean in this spot. But I have no play for this game at the moment. I lean Wild in the under, but I don't know if I'm going to get to either.
I went with another dog. I took the Minnesota Wild. I think the Wild are going to be a good team this year. And they're going to be another playoff team. I have their over point total was like 96.5. I took their over. I have Gus for Vezina, so I'm high on this Wild team. I think they're going to be good this year. They've got some young guys coming up that I think will be pretty promising. Toronto, I have as my number one team in the power rankings. So I do like Toronto as well this year. I am on the Wild. I just think the line's a little bit too wide. I got it at plus 150. It's dropped to like 140, 135 area now. So I got a nice line on the Minnesota Wild. I'm gonna ride them. Give me mini against the Toronto Maple Leafs today.
I lean in that direction. I'm not going to pull the trigger on it. I like a few other 7:00 games better.
Okay. Vought's going to ride the Blue Jackets with me. Let's go Blue Jackets. If Gus the bus is confirmed, I'm interested in Minnesota. Yeah, I'm going to be pissed if I hear it's Marc-Andre Fleury. I lean Wild in the over. Wild, yes. I don't like the over. I don't think it's an over game. Because if the Wild are going to win, it's because Gus Plus shuts them down. So, y'all don't mention that Montreal collapse. It was reverse of last year's first meeting versus Toronto.
Yeah, that was frustrating.
I do see this game going over and maybe even at regulation. Maybe. I don't see it going over, though. For NFL, I did $2 parlay on the under in the Titans, under in Falcons, under in Bears, under in Bengals, under in Texans, under in... You just saw a lot of unders.
I'm on the over the Bears game. Other than that, I've looked at only unders at the moment. I like the over in the Jets game a little bit too.
I know one of them is going to lose, but worth the shot. Fair. Well, how did this game, Nick?
I have made a move on this game, and I saw a goalie confirmation that made me really like this game as well. We have the Chicago Blackhawks and the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal minus 150 in this game now, total of 6.5 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history in this game. Where it opened up at a 130, it's up to a 147. I think I got involved when it was 141. Line opened up at a 6.5, juice towards the under at minus 125. It's now minus 114 for the under, so it's been an 11-cent line movement towards the over in this game. So a little bit of line movement towards an over. I kind of like the over. I expect we have 63% of the tickets, 85% of the cash is on Montreal. The line's moved in that direction. And we have 80% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the over. And the line has moved towards the over. Looking at this game for me, kind of interested to see what this Montreal team total over is. 3.5 at minus 105. Kind of interested in that as well. I expect it's going to be Mrazek in net for these Blackhawks. And it was actually confirmed that it's going to be Sam I Am Montembeault. I love Montembeault in net. I've already played the Habs at -1 at plus 114. I'm going to add that team total over 2. I like that team total over 3.5. I think that this Blackhawks team will give up goals. I like this Montreal team. You know, heading into the season, I'm a big Montreal guy. If I were to bet futures, their point total over would have been the first one I would have bet. This is a Montreal team that I'm looking to back, especially against weak teams. And I still consider the Blackhawks a weak team. When you look at this lineup for Montreal, Suzuki, Caulfield, Anderson, Doc, Slafkovsky, Newhook, Monahan, Gallagher, Pearson, Evans, Harvey Pinard, and Leonin. on the fourth line. I like Pennard on that fourth line. He's good. Matheson had a nice game against the Leafs. Matheson's on the top line with Savard, Gooley with Kovacev, and Zaitsev had a nice little fight with Ryan Reeves in the first game. He took him down. So I like a little toughness on this on that third pairing for the Montreal Canadiens. I end up grabbing the team total over 3.5 as well with the Canadiens. I got them -1 at +114. I think they take care of business in this game against Chicago. And I think this is a nice game for Montreal to get on the board with a win here, get their first win of the year. They already got their first point of the year. But give me Montreal team total over 3.5 and -1.
Yeah. I don't want to lay a number on the Montreal Canadiens, so I'm just going to stay away from a side. I do like the total, and I like the over. I just see goals in this game. We saw Montreal play a high-scoring back-and-forth game against Toronto, and if they're going to win, they know that that's going to be how they have to play in order to win. And Chicago is going to put up goals too, and not to mention Chicago's defense is not particularly strong. They haven't been awful. They allowed 2 goals to Pittsburgh and 3 goals to Boston, so they haven't been terrible. But now they get to go up against a defense that they could probably crack through a little bit in Montreal. I could see this one being 3-3 in the third period at some point. So I do like the over in this game. I think we get maybe another Connor Bedard goal in some form. Maybe Cole Caulfield and Connor Bedard both to score. Could be interesting. But I like the over 6.5 in the Chicago Blackhawks Montreal Canadiens. I believe that one was another -1. Oh, that was -105. -105 for me.
I think also a decent look in this game. I want to take a look with the numbers real quick to make sure this is something that I'm actually okay giving out and not that the line's just too big here real quick. We're going to go to Chicago, and they're not offering it because they haven't confirmed it. I was trying to see what the prop was going to be for saves for Mrazek. But they haven't confirmed Mrazek yet, so I can't bet Mrazek props yet. But I would look towards his over saves. The Chicago goaltenders have had 30+ saves in both games so far. This is going to be a Chicago team that's going to give up a lot of shots, and I think Montreal is going to take a lot of shots. So I would lean towards Mrazek over saves as well.
There you go. Back to the chat. I'm going to quickly put all the ESPN alerts for all the games now.
There you go. Saints money line and team total under, full game under. Yeah, I like the under in that game. I want nothing to do with the side. I'm thinking Blackhawks. I'm thinking no. Fernando, where you been? Of course, Joe is on the Blackhawks. The Chicago guy doesn't. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll just take the over in this original 6 matchup. Fair. Both goalies are trash. I like Montembeault. You put some respect on Montembeault's name. Been working Mo, been putting 70 hours. Jeez, there you go. I really like the over 6.5 in this game. I lean that way. 70 hours a week. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, it's all right. Off the side on this game, just give me the over. Fair enough. We'll head into this one, which has a weird line to it, Tim. And I think I want to bet this game as well. We have the Detroit Red Wings hosting the Tampa Bay Lightning in this game. Both teams have won their opening game. Or no, my bad. The Red Wings did not win their opening game. They lost.
They covered the puck line.
4-3 of the Devils. They cashed the over. I think these are 2 teams that could be over teams this year. The Red Wings are coming in off of a 4-3 loss against the New Jersey Devils. That really should have been 4-2. They scored a goal with 34 seconds left. And the Lightning are coming off of a 5-3 win over the Nashville Predators. Kind of want to see what their advanced numbers were for these games. The Lightning game, they put up 3.78 expected goals. They lost the expected goal battle 4.21 to 3.78. The Predators were the better team in that game. Should have gotten the win. But Johansson was better than Saros. Who would have thought? And then on the flip side here, we have the Devils and the Red Wings, which played a shootout, and it should have been higher scoring, 4.31 to 4 expected goal numbers there between these two teams. I think this is an over, and I think this is a Red Wings and an over type of spot here, and give you an opportunity to truly fade Johansson in this game. And I understand that that people are going to fade Johansson. I particularly don't want to. The only way I would do that was with overs. Line opened up at a 125. It got down all the way to a 116 at one point. There's been some buyback on Tampa Bay. It's up to a 123 now. Line opened up at a 6.5 minus 120. It's to 6.5 at minus 121. Taking a look at the cash flow, 58% of the tickets and 64% of the cash is on the under in this game. Yet the lines moved a penny towards the over. And then we have 84% of the tickets, 86% of the cash is on the Lightning. The line moved towards the Red Wings. I'm going to jump on some Red Wings action here in this spot here. And I'm going to grab the over in this game. The question is, do I want the team total over 3.5 with the Red Wings at plus 120, or do I want the Red Wings money line? I'm going to take the what the Red Wings are going to do defensively out of the mix here for the sidewise. I'm going to take the Red Wings team total over 3.5 at plus 120 and the full game over 6.5. I expect them to score goals, and I expect goals in this game in general. So that's the way I'm going to approach this. The Lightning can still win this game 5-4, and I cash both bets rather than losing the Detroit money line. And we're getting a better number for this team total rather than we're getting plus 120 with the team total rather than plus 109 with the money line. So I think that this is a spot where you can go ahead and grab that team total at plus 120 and the full game over at minus 121.
Yeah, I'm going to continue to kind of try to find weird lines. And yes, I know Tampa Bay is on their backup goalie. They don't have Vasilevsky. I still think they should be bigger favorites, which pushes me right towards the Red Wings. I like Detroit in this matchup. I think that this line in general, this is their first home game, so home opener form against the Lightning, big game right off the rip, and I don't think this Red Wings team is going to be good, which is why I feel like this line is even weirder as it is, the fact that they are this small of a dog. So I'm gonna. Plus, it's probably a look ahead spot for Tampa Bay. It's a first leg of a back to back for Tampa Bay. They get Ottawa and then Buffalo. So two kind of.
They get Buffalo tomorrow?
Huh?
They get Buffalo tomorrow?
Tampa Bay gets Ottawa.
Ottawa tomorrow.
Yeah, and then they get Buffalo on the. Is it the 17th? 17th. So, I like the Red Wings in this game, though.
I think we get goals. Back to the chat. These plays.
Who's the goalie for the Lightning? That would be
Jonas Johansson.
Johansson fell asleep in the beginning of the third period. If he does that once tonight, the Lightning are toast, dog or pass. I agree. I like the dog. Hell no, Nick. I'm never putting respect on journeyman Montembeault. He's let me down more than a few times, especially against Vancouver last year. Rough. Little Caesar's going to be rocking. Yeah, I think so. Another over here. I don't like to take a side. Lean Tampa, but wouldn't be surprised if Detroit won. I like Detroit. Lean over and Red Wings. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. Okay. Let's do this.
All right. We have the New York Islanders. They're taking on the Buffalo Sabres. The Islanders are $1.45 favorites in this one with a total of 6. 6 in an Islanders game. If you like unders, actually, there's a couple books, South Point and Superbook, offering 6.5. So if you like unders at the Islander games, this is probably the best price you're going to get them at because the Sabres are going to be more of an over team this year. Line opened up at a 127 for the Islanders. And now it's up to a 145. So we've had an 18-cent line movement towards New York in this game. Line opened up at a 6 at minus 108. It's now a 6 at minus 128. So a line move towards the over in this game here in an Islanders game. That's kind of interesting there. 63% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over. 75% of the tickets, but only 43% of the cash is on the Sabres. We have 25% of the tickets, 57% of the cash is on the New York Islanders. I 100% agree with that sharp money there coming in on this home team in this spot. The Islanders have yet to play a game, but when you look at this team, these two teams are going to be very similar this year, I think, or not similar. They're going to be competitive this year. When you look at these two teams, no, they're two totally different teams. I know that stylistically, but these are going to be two teams that are going to be fighting for a wild card spot. And I get it. Buffalo is one of those trendy picks. I like Buffalo to make the playoffs. I'm part of the crew that likes the Buffalo Sabres to make the playoffs. But it seems to be very trendy for people to pick this Islanders team to miss the playoffs. And I don't understand why. This is a team that I think is only going to get better on the power play this year. They had one of the league's worst power plays last year. Now they have Bo Horvat and Matthew Barzal fully healthy for this game. And I think that's going to play massive dividends here. I think for the New York Islanders, I think this power play is going to be better. I've already played the Islanders -1. And I think the Islanders are going to score more goals this year, which feels like an unpopular opinion.
Well, I don't think they could do worse than last year, right?
I mean, yeah, they were one of the worst teams scoring goals last year. I'm going to look at the Islanders team total over 3.5 at +105 as well in this game. And when you look at this Buffalo Sabres team, I'm telling you right now, for the first couple weeks, they're not a bet on team for me. This is a young team that's got to build up a little bit here. You got to keep in mind, Devin Levi has only made 8 starts in the NHL now. So this is somebody that was thrown right from college into the pros. And if I'm Buffalo, and I know you don't want to hear this, I'm sending Devin Levi to Rochester for right now, and I'm relying on UPL and Eric Comrie to start the year. I want to give Levi some time in the AHL to develop more. And I think rely on UPL and Eric Comrie to survive through the first month or so. Let Levi get some confidence down in the AHL. Because hypothetically speaking, if the Sabres start 0-4-1 and Levi gets crushed in these games, that's going to be terrible for his mental psyche. That's just my thoughts behind Levi. He's going to be a good goaltender. He's going to have success in the NHL. He's still brand new, and you shouldn't be relying on him to be your franchise savior at goaltender right now. I'm on the Islanders -1 at +160. I'm on the Islanders team total over 3.5 at +105. I think that Levi gets a little rude welcoming to the NHL from the two New York teams to start the year. I do think he will be better later in the season. I do think the Buffalo Sabres still make the playoffs. Don't think I'm shitting on the Sabres just to shit on the Sabres. I still like the team. I still think they make the playoffs this year. I still think they're a fun team to watch, and I think they win a Stanley Cup in the next 5 years. But as for this game, I think this is an Islander spot. I like them team total over 3.5 full game -1.
Well, it makes sense why all the money's going on it. You look how the Buffalo Sabres looked against the Rangers. They looked awful. You got 1 goal from JJ Peterka, and that was it.
You got to keep in mind, though, the Rangers are still a perennial playoff team, and some people consider them cup contenders. So
everybody remembers that from the Sabres. You haven't seen anything from the Islanders yet. I'm on the Sabres. I'm on the Sabres every game the entire season. I think they're going to be a profitable team. And that it's just that one's a off to the side experiment to see how it does, because I did that with the Orioles and you saw how great that went. So I wanted to try it in the NHL. I think Buffalo is the equivalent to the Baltimore Orioles. So
yes,
I'm on the Buffalo Sabres. I think the Islanders get off to a slow start to the season. They're an Ilya Sorokin injury away from being absolutely nothing.
You could say that's half the season.
No, not really. But this is – I feel like the Islanders, they need a lot more offense. And they're going to need a lot more offense to compete with the Sabres. So I like the Sabres in this one. I think they bounce back. You get an angry, pissed-off team after getting destroyed 5-1. Yeah, Buffalo.
Look,
After that Sabres opening game, the Islanders are a lock to win, easy money.
I would not consider that. I mean, for a team everybody picked to miss the playoffs this year, I mean, it should be an easy win for the Sabres.
No. Under 1.5 first period plus 100 if anyone has the stomach for it. I hope not, because I just want to see the Sabres get off to a quick lead. Penn State over 6.5 touchdowns, and Maryland.
Yeah, I do like Penn State today, even laying 42.5.
I don't, and it's only because Penn State gets to go up against Ohio State. Yeah, I know the coach knows the spread. He's going to do. That's fine. I would have to go the opposite way. I know it's against UMass, but I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it, but I lean UMass. Kind of leaning the over, since both teams are on a losing streak. Both teams come out scoring. The Islanders haven't played a game yet, so they can't be on a can't. Red Wings, yes. Sabres for the cup, yes. Lex. Sabres money line best bet with a in-reg sprinkle. There you go. RIP to the bookies. What's up, twins? What's up, JPZ? Welcome.
That's good.
Bruins smash. I'm on the opposite side.
I'm on the under.
But good luck to you, Nasty. I hope you win. Barzell anytime point. Heard he's been training UFC in this offseason. He should be training hockey so he can get better at that. He's not really good at that. No kidding. This game could go to overtime. It could go to overtime. We'll move on for that one because I know that one will end up turning into an argument. Nick, let's go to this game. I actually like this game.
Yeah. St. Louis Blues, Seattle Kraken. Not a game I've moved on yet, but I think it might be a game I do end up moving on. Actually, some interesting line movement in this game here. This line opened up at a 102. It's actually up to a 119 now for the Kraken, which ended up keeping me off this game. By the way, Gustafson has been confirmed for the Wild. I just got that notification. Line opened up at a 6.5 at minus 102. It's now a 6.5 at minus. My bet opened up at minus 101, and now it's a minus 102. A 1 cent line movement towards the over in this game here. 70% of the tickets, 59% of the cash on the under. The lines move towards the over. And I can understand why people want to bet the under, because what they've seen from the Kraken so far is 1 goal against the Vegas Golden Knights and then getting shut out against Nashville. And what have we seen from the St. Louis Blues? 1 goal against the Dallas Stars. I understand why people are looking at the under in this game. 18% of the tickets and 64% of the cash on the St. Louis Blues in this. I lean Blues in this matchup here. I want to believe in this Kraken team. I really do. And I thought they were going to be better. Obviously, they struggled offensively to start the year. Do I expect them to eventually figure that out? Yeah, I do. I think that this is still a team that's going to make a wild card or maybe a top 3 in the Pacific, this Kraken team. But is this a team I'm looking to back right now? No. And the line history is kind of telling me that Seattle is very live in this game to get the win. I'm not betting this game, though. It's a stay off for me.
I am. I'm going after the Blues. I took the Blues in this one. It's just the line's a pick 'em. I know a lot of people were high on Seattle. By the way, Seattle is 100% dropping in my power rankings. They have looked ugly. Outscored 7-1 in their first 2 games. I know everybody's super high on them. The Blues are not good either. They're not going to be good. But I see this one as a potential good spot for them. They just went into a shootout against Dallas. Sure, they lost. But they proved that they could stick with one of the better teams in the Western Conference, if not the best team in the Western Conference. So it kind of showed me that, hey, this Blues team has some grit to them, and Seattle has showed me nothing so far. So I'm going to be taking the Blues. I took them on the money line. I got them at minus 105. Let's go St. Louis today.
There you go. By the way, with the confirmation of the Gus bus, I moved on the under 6.5 Minnesota and Toronto.
Sounds good. Back to the
chat. Because there's a comment that I want you to read there.
Brazil. Yeah, okay. I was joking. I was joking. I know you have his jersey on. With the Gus bus news, I get Minnesota and Detroit money line tickets and gentlemen. Only need one to be profitable. There you go. My Blues home opener. I'm on the Blues puck line and the under. I like the Blues today. Me too. Leaning Kraken. No thanks. Bruins and Avs. I do not like the Bruins today. I think Nashville's live. Plus 200 for St. Louis, minus 1.5. I like that untouchable. I really do. But we'll keep rolling to this game. I may just, because I'm on Bovada, I can cash out of that, and I may just do the puck line for St. Louis. Nah.
While you think about that, we're going to go over the Vancouver Canucks and Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers minus 200 favorites with a total of 7 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot. Edmonton and Vancouver. Line opened up at a 194. It's up to a 199. Line opened up at a over 7 at plus 113. It's now over 7 at plus 104. So I move towards the over, and I move towards these Oilers here in this spot. Well, no, 97% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over in this game. I have no interest in an over at 7. I just don't. And I can see the Oilers playing a better defensive game in this one. Because they're at home, they get the last line change. They just gave up 8 goals in the previous game. I expect them to bring some intensity defensively here in this spot. Wow. I think this says a lot. They're offering the Vancouver Canucks team total at a 2.5 with this total at a 7. They're not even offering me a 3.5 with this team total, which is what I wanted for the under for the Vancouver Canucks in this game. I'm on the Oilers puck line. I got it at plus 115. I'm fine with it anywhere at plus money. I expect a big bounce back performance here from these Edmonton Oilers. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to side with their puck line. They've priced me out of any other way of betting this game. Maybe a first period puck line minus a half at plus 130. Expecting the Oilers to get off strong. I'm actually going to move on that. I expect a big bounce back here for the Oilers, and I expect them to score a few times in the first period. Edmonton Oilers first period minus a half as well, plus 130 in this game. If they don't bounce back and do anything in this game, then we have problems in Edmonton. So first period minus a half, full game minus 1.5.
I'll be quick with this one. I'm on the same page as you. It was a look what happened last time. I was on the Canucks last game when they won 8-1. That was absolutely beautiful. When we got to see the
Vancouver Canucks.
But this one's the opposite way now. I think Edmonton wins this one by a couple of goals. This is your bounce back spot. And I mentioned this to you, Nick. I remember because I told you, hey, these two teams are facing each other the first 2 games of the season. I'm taking Vancouver and I'll take Edmonton. I'll take the home team in both games. Oh, here we go. We're in Edmonton. I think they take care of business. I think you get a really, really pissed off Edmonton team because holy crap. I would have understood if you lost 3-1, maybe 4-1, you'd be pissed off. 8-1. This is gonna be one mad Oilers team. I think they can probably flip the score on them today. Give me the Edmonton Oilers in this one.
I also lean under 7. I'll lean towards the under in this game as well.
I don't lean under. I lean over because I could see Edmonton putting up 7 by themselves. Like I could see one of those types of games. Wild team total over. Yes. LO 7 might be an overreaction after the last game between these two. I got the 6.5. That's fair.
Yeah, I think
I might dust off the old Evan Bouchard anytime point for this one.
Okay. Yeah, for me, my idea behind the under in this game is I expect them to have a little bit more defensive intensity after giving up 8 goals last game. But we'll get into the next one here. We have 3 more games remaining, and we have the super long, unnecessary long college football stream supposed to be starting now. So the show has gone a little long. It is what it is.
We'll work quick, and I know I'm not going to be on this game or the next game.
Yeah, I'll make this one pretty quick and simple too. This line opened up at 345. It's down to a 330. I mean, I lean Anaheim if I had to bet a side. I'm not in the business of fading the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm just not. They've done a good job pricing me out of this game. 93% of the tickets are on the over in this game. Let me take a look at what the total has done in this game. I lean under in this game. If I had to get to a total in this spot, and it's mainly because of this defense for Vegas. And I think I might pull the trigger on this under. I lean that way. What is it? 6.5 at -117. I'm gonna lean that way. I'm not gonna pull the trigger on it for right now. Ducks team total is a 2.5 -145 to the under. I lean that as well, but no play here.
It would be Ducks or nothing. I'm not laying -330 or -135 on a puck line for Vegas, although they could very well win another one. Anaheim did not look good. Anaheim's not going to be good this year. They have not played yet. They've played 6 regular preseason games, and they lost their last 3 to LA and twice to Arizona. But this is a game I want to stay away from. Not really interested in going after the big widespread games. Those are passes to me. 200's fine. Anything higher than like 270, 280, I kind of just look away. Although I did grab the Bruins earlier in their first game, but this one's a stay away from me.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the Vegas Golden Knights -2.5 at +140. So I'm kind of interested to see what this is real quick. Maybe I might play this 127, 140. I can get +106 for Vegas -2. I'm kind of interested in that. I might pull the trigger on that. We'll talk about that on the college football stream. So I'm gonna lean Vegas -2 here.
Mr. TNT Tage Thompson's better than Barzell. Well, yeah, duh. The Oilers no defense. LOL. No, I don't think so. Why can't Edmonton get a freaking goalie? I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll join the unnecessary long show today. There you go, Joe. Campbell's so sad. I'm going to sprinkle Vegas super puck line just for kicks. If I have to sprinkle anything more than -1.5, I'm not doing it. Under in the Vegas game, maybe. Off this. So many games today.
Yeah, this is just a price out of Vegas here.
Yeah. Vegas or Colorado could be a slaughter game in the NHL today.
Very good point.
That or, I mean, but there's 7 o'clock games because I think Nashville could win. I think Columbus could win. I think Minnesota could win. So all of those could be slaughter games as well. Hurricanes and Reg. I like the over, but we'll talk about that one in a minute. I'm not taking Vegas team total over 3.5 -160. Nick, I'll look towards the plus money with -2. Here you go. What's the fave bet for you guys in college today?
North Carolina for me.
I'll go. I really like Georgia State against Marshall. Navy at Charlotte. I like Charlotte today. I'll say I am completely off of this one though, Nick.
I have placed a bet on this game. So we have the Colorado Avalanche traveling to San Jose to take on the Sharks in this game. Avalanche -290 total is 6.5 in this game. We have 67 or 95% tickets, 94% of cash on the Avalanche money line. It's parlay tickets. 67% of the tickets, 94% of the cash on the puck line. 57% of the tickets, 93% of cash on the over. I'll make this short and sweet. I'm on the puck line with Colorado, and San Jose is a team I'm just going to look to bet against any way, shape, or form. I got this at -108 though. I probably wouldn't advise laying the puck line at $1.21 now. So I would lean towards the Colorado puck line. I have played the Colorado puck line. I wouldn't play it at this number though.
Fair enough. I stayed completely away from this one. I'll have something in the next one. JMU. Who's James Madison got? Georgia Southern. Sure. Have fun. Avalanche puck line. Final game of the day, Nick.
Yeah. We have the Carolina Hurricanes traveling to LA to take on the Kings in this game. Total of 6 in this one here. We have the Hurricanes opening up at a 121. It's up to a 122, so a 1 cent line movement towards Carolina. Line opened up at a 6 at -106. It got to a +106, but now it's a -110. So a move towards the over and a move towards Carolina. 79% of the tickets and 64% of the cash is on Carolina, but yet the lines only moved a penny towards them. I think that the Kings could be an interesting look here. 76% of the tickets, 67% of the cash is on the over, or the under, and the lines move towards the over. I think I might go back to the Kings in this spot, Kings and over. Wow, they've really priced me off this Kings team total over, though. Minus 155. For that, I'm not going to play that. But at 2.5, I would lean in that direction. I lean over 6 in this game if I had to play a total in this spot. I don't know with Carolina games whether or not I want to play their overs. Obviously, the first game finished 5-3. So I'd lean that in direction. But I think I'll be sweating enough here with the Oilers during the 10 o'clock game window. And maybe, depending on how the day goes, I might add the over 6 in this game. But no play for me at the moment.
I'm already on the over. This game just seems like such the obvious under that it's going to go over. These two teams just seem like two teams that you're not going to see.
I would disagree with that with the Kings. The Kings are going to be an over team this year.
All right, but I know the Canes on the road, you normally see them go on. I feel like this one is an over game. I could easily see this one being another one of those 5-4 crazy back and forth games. I'm not high on Carolina's goaltending. Is it Anderson today, or is it? Do they still have Antti Raanta? Yeah,
they re-signed both of them for whatever reason. I don't like that they signed both of them. And they have Kochetkov and the.
No, they loaned Kochetkov off to.
They have Kochetkov in the minors.
Yeah,
which is annoying.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I'm not super high on them. I'm not super high on the LA defense and goaltending. I like the over 6 in the Carolina game.
I'll lean in that direction. I might pull the trigger on that later.
There you go. Duke quarterback not starting today. I know. I like NC State. Nick is on Duke. I'm on NC State.
Yep.
I'll play it to make a 4-leg parlay. There you go. Bring back Grant or Ronford. Two random names. I have no clue who they are. With some Euro plays. Okay. Thanks, guys. Of course. Kings money line. I would lean Kings, but
Kings. No,
Avs regulation.
I lean Kings as well. I lean Kings as well.
Good luck with your Avs. What you guys think of the over in this game? Yeah, I like the over in the Canes game. Yes. Alabama, Arkansas over 45. As long as Arkansas covers, sounds good to me. San Diego State did not touch that game. Tim knows hockey ex Oilers goalie.
Yeah.
Who? What?
No.
I'm confused. Anyways, that is all of the games for today. Not really much of a closing thing for today. Check out the socials. If you guys are interested in becoming a member, appreciate that. We're gonna head out now. No real recap because there's a lot of games. Nick and them will be live in another 3 minutes for the all day show. I'll be on there sometime tonight, Nick.
I think he's already gone live.
I'm not gonna be on in the morning.
On that in a second here.
Yep. We're gonna if everybody go and head over to the unnecessarily long college football show, and we'll get to all that. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Bye-bye.
Yep.